Welcome back to another episode of Road to William. I got my cousin on here with me, Ashley from I Be Ballin' Basketball Show. Tell them about your channel, Ash.
What up? My channel is all about basketball. I cover NBA and I cover the WNBA. I do basketball movie reviews, and you can follow me also on all social media platforms. Ashley, I be ballin'. And yeah, I also make a lot of Milwaukee Bucks content because I'm a huge Bucks fan. You already know.
Yeah, go check out her channel. Go subscribe, like all the videos, share them. Share is key. Yeah, let's get right into it. We're reviewing the movie Love Jones. What were your favorite parts of the movie from Love Jones?
You know, my favorite scenes, it had to be, the chemistry with Larenz, Tate, and Nia Long. You could kind of tell they were already feeling each other. And I did like how, Larenz Tate was pursuing Nia Long. And even when he would get dissed, he's just kept coming. I guess my favorite scene would be when they're all together at the house and they're talking about if God was a woman and they talking about sex. Ooh la la. But that was one of my favorite scenes. And I was like, hey, I know those two guys, Isaiah Washington and Bill
Bellamy.
Bellamy or something. So those were like guys from the 90s that was like big. I did like looking at Lorenz Tate body. I said, oh, look at him, a young Lorenz Tate. Look at his body. It wasn't like, Giannis, it wasn't like grown, but it was still like, look at him growing up. 1997. And I was like, wow, Nia Long, she's so beautiful. And I'm like, Ime Udoka, why did you cheat on her? But that's for another story. But I also liked how they blended music, poetry,
Yeah.
photography.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it always seemed like they were raining. It was always raining throughout the movie. So,
Mm-hmm.
I liked the scene where they were on the motorcycle and they both had black shades on. That was cool. And it was like the sun was setting.
My favorite part was any scene with his friend Sheila, the only girl in the group of his friend group. Any scene with her in it, any scene with Nina's friend Josie. And I liked her in it. She was funny. I like that taxi scene where they're in the car and she's like, "You out here, being a hoe, like you see it on the person." But she's just like she's so excited because it starts off so grim and cold. Like I do like, and oh my gosh, a lot of people do this, and I feel like this was maybe a little bit of homage to Spike Lee, but in the beginning, it gives you Spike Lee movie, right? Black and white, candid shots of black people being,
Yeah.
that's rare nowadays. But I feel like even Lena Waithe kind of dives into stuff like that with her movies, her films. Even with The Shy, it gave a little like more shots, throwbacks of how it used to be shot back in the day. But yeah, any scene with them in it. But it started off so grim. Her friend Josie saw Nina in a heartbroken place of, damn, dude, your fiance left you random without saying anything. Like, what kind of guy is this? Like, who leaves just like that without saying anything? I've been together for years. We were about to get married. He was scared, and you see his character later, and we'll talk more about that. But just to see that taxi scene, it goes back to that because it's like she's so happy for her friend that like, wow, like yeah, she making fun of her, like you out here sleeping with, you know what I'm saying? You ain't doing what Steve Harvey said, 90-day rule. I'm just kidding, that wasn't out back then, but I wasn't out back then, but she was just so happy. It just felt so good to see her friend happy for her because she was like, dude, you was in a messed up position when I saw you last. I love the photography scenes, of course. Y'all know I'm a photographer and stuff. I love that scene. The whole Renaissance man thing. I think I took that as a young buck and it just developed. Because it's like out here nowadays, you do have to be Renaissance. You have to do a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you don't just do basketball videos. You also make music, really good music, good lyrics, better than these rappers out here that's on the scene. So you do have to be multiple. You know, you're charismatic. You have a personality. You do have to be Renaissance. One layer don't cut it. Yeah. One layer don't cut it. And I'm saying that to dive into the friend. This is the main reason why I wanted to make this movie review, because for years and years, I've always wanted to know, did Nina, and nobody wants to talk about this, did Nina sleep with Hollywood, Bill Bellamy's character? Did she or did she not sleep with him? I need to know this, okay? I don't want it, oh, it was implied, maybe or maybe not. Because even I'm trying to get all that. Even Darius was like, he didn't want to know, but it was in the back of his mind, because even though they weren't tight as friends as the rest of everybody in this group, I still have to see this dude every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we friends enough to all be kicking it all the time. So I feel like if Hollywood wasn't really in the group, fine, whatever. It's what it is what it is. But the fact that he was in the circle, like with them kicking, and you've been to the house but to me, Bill Bellamy's character was one layer. He was only the funny guy. He didn't have nothing else. That's why it didn't develop. Like, he should have knew what it was. He was butthurt. And I'm like, first off, why are you doing that to your homie? I always hated when they did movies like that. Like, the friends always tried to step to the other friend's girl. I'm just like, that happens in real life. I've seen it happen. But still, it's still like even in the best, we still got to do the best man. We got to do the best man next. You know what I mean? But the fact that he did that to Darius was like, you could tell what kind of person that is now. Like, you were always jealous of him. You were jealous that he had talent. You was jealous that he had the women. You was jealous that he was just an all-around nice guy, smooth guy. Like, people gravitated toward him. He didn't have that. Like, he was just the funny person or the hater, and people could see that. All the friends in the friends group could see that too. So I'm just like, why do they keep him in there? Because it looked like what's her name? Sheila half didn't even like him, because even that point where she was trying to step to him like, hey, like, this is wrong. And he was like, she was like, oh, so y'all, it's time for you to get the skins. That's what made me think they really did have sex, because why would Sheila imply sex? Because she knows, she's smart, she's not stupid. And in Hollywood, Bill Bellamy character he was just trying to front like, what? Maybe, guys just want to cuddle and da-da-da. Like, bro, you're not doing that just to cuddle, bro. Come on now. You're not cuddling, bro. You're not cuddling. That ain't your girl, bro. You're not this ain't waiting to exhale. You're not Wesley Snipes. This ain't when they just cuddling to get through the night because his wife might be dying. This ain't that. You're over here purposely want to destroy him. You want to destroy this dude. What can I do to destroy Darius? Get back at his girl, right? But my thing is, the friend, let me stop talking, but the friend had Nina do an ultimatum with him, and I'm like, you never want to throw that out there. You gonna throw an ultimatum out there, and y'all not even really official. If Nina wanted to be in a relationship, she should have just said that day, that night, when she was telling him I might have to go back to New York and finish some things. You can't be mad at Darius too much, because y'all both was playing the cool role. Y'all was like, oh, because y'all know how he is. Oh, he just gonna play it cool. Like, oh, yeah, it's cool that you go, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't cool with it, and neither were you. So if y'all would have just said that from the jump, hey, let's just make this official, there wouldn't have, the movie would have went a completely different route.
Yeah.
But because y'all both want to play it cool, it wasn't just Darius. They did that because of how he is, who his character is. They played with his character. You knew how he was going to react. So if you knew how he was going to react, why get mad at him when you see him with homegirl when you come back? You wanted to go play the field, get your back blown out. Okay, he's not waiting for you to just, I'm going to blow someone's back out too. What? I'm not about to just let you go and you do you and I don't do me. Are you serious? You wanted me to sit by the phone and call you when you got a dude at the crib that you were about to marry. And the fact that she was just so willing to let that dude back in, like, oh, he left you, dog. You had to move. Your take. I'm done. I had to say that.
You had to get it out and vent, and yeah, I understand. So I think it shows that people in relationships don't communicate. I don't know how much time passed, but she went to New York and then she's back, and you don't even,
Right.
It's just, I don't know. Did years go by? I don't know. But first, you want to know, why they're not communicating. I think neither one wanted to get hurt, so they're like, we just kicking it, and, instead of telling, because at the end, they was telling each other how to feel in the rain and, at the poetry club. But it's like, yeah, if you communicated with how you feel, you wouldn't have all this time pass. But maybe you have to let time pass to really know, because sometimes they say, like a boomerang, you throw it, and then if it comes back to you, then maybe it's true. Relationships, you gotta communicate. Communicate them. You just let it all out. Don't be around the bush. Don't be like, oh, well, I guess if he feels this way or she feels that way. No, just let it all out and then see. Because if you both hold it in, nothing is going to go on. But as far as Hollywood, did they sleep together? It's kind of hard to say, because part of me says there's no way they slept together, because, like you said, he had one layer. And maybe Nia Long's character slept with Darius on the first night because she knew something was there, and he had more layers. But with Bill, it probably wasn't the first night, and maybe she didn't ever do it because maybe he just had one layer. Or maybe she wanted it to be very, very cautious because he's not just anybody. He's in the friend group. And you don't want to be known as, hey, I slept with 2 of the guys in the friend group.
That scene where the house scene, and she was pissed because not only was, before that, Sheila, first off, they don't give her enough credit. She has to deal with all this BS with these people. She having a party, she trying to vibe. Here come Isaiah Washington's character. What's his name in the movie? Savon. Savon come with some random chick. Him and his wife is also going through some stuff. Like, you see that in a scene where
Troy, I think that's the wife name, was leaving
for money, or something about money issues is going on. But he's bringing a random, a teacher he worked with on the dates at a house party, and Sheila like, hold up, what about your wife? You're married. Y'all just had an argument. You out here stepping with a new chick. You had an argument. She left with the kid. Yes, Troy left with the kid. Sure, but it'd be worse if she left the kid with him. It's like, where are you going? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like she just left the kid. She out. You don't know where she at. She brought her kid. She probably going. Didn't she go over to her mama's house? I think that's what she said. So she doing something really more productive. Like, okay, me and the kid gonna stay here. You figure because clearly it's something he's doing. And if he worked at the school because he said, she a teacher. Okay, so y'all ain't got no money. Okay, got it. So y'all stressed and y'all not talking. Maybe y'all are, but not listening to each other. So Troy was like, I need to separate. But you don't then step out and start dating other people because y'all had an argument. That's wild to me. And he did bring a good point of like, people always talk about falling in love, hop, skipping, jumping in love, but nobody talks about staying there. And it's like, okay, but you can't, the thing about staying there is you're not staying in that negative space where y'all are at. You're staying there together to move forward. But I feel like they moved forward separately. And I'm just like, that's what's going on. So, but everybody has different ways. There's no cookie cutter way of doing it. But the one thing you do need is the communication part. Like, yeah, maybe they did need to separate for a few days, to get their head right. But he did it in a way where it was just like, maybe he had to see like, okay, do I really want to, be with somebody new out there? It is fun. It is that spark, you know what I mean? Everybody gets that spark when you first start dating. So he dating this random chick from work, getting that spark he used to feel again because he don't want to deal with what he's dealing with his wife. But it's like, okay, at some point, let's say they divorced and he started continuing with that lady. Y'all gonna have a time where you're gonna be like, well, maybe I need to find something else in it. You can't just hop, skip. Y'all got married. This ain't just no regular relationship. Y'all got married. Y'all got to do what you got to do. It ain't easy. It's hard. You got to get through life together. But, Sheila's getting tired of that. Pissed her off. Now, Hollywood and Nina walking through the door. Like, what? And she's just disgusted in the way she looked at Nina. Because Nina was like, where's the bathroom? Because at this point, you should know where it is. You know where it is. Go. It's upstairs. Get out of my face. I wanted Sheila out. Sheila wanted to cuss everybody out this whole movie. And the only person she could really be real with was Darius. That's why I feel like him and her were the tightest out of the whole friend group. The other guy too from Drumline, he was cool.
Drumline.
He was cool, but their relationship was even kind of faint. Like, yeah, he lived with him for a little bit, whatever. Isaiah, they all have their different relationships. But out of everybody, I don't know why Hollywood is there. I don't know why he's there, but Hollywood was trying to boast. And you know what? Your point of like maybe they didn't makes more sense because it's like, okay, he's trying to do more of a show off. She just there as like a trophy wife, like up in Dreamgirls, and Jamie Foxx had Beyonce as that trophy. That's what it gave them. He was just showing her off to be like, yeah, I know Darius gonna be here. Darius was there. And then it shows more of his true colors of Hollywood of like, and it showed Nina, I think, too, that night. Like, okay, do I want to be with somebody who, or even date somebody who like is just trying to show off, for an ego to prove a point? He don't really care about you. You know what I'm saying? Or do you want to be with somebody? Or do you want to be with somebody like Darius who, y'all can go out and have fun. Like, you can do different things. They was on the motorcycle. They be at the poetry sites. They was dancing, driving in the rain. They're listening to jazz. They like music. They have so many things in common. But they're almost like afraid to do that because they've been hurt by people. He was hurt by previous people too. So they're both coming from a place of hurt. That's why it's harder for them to kind of just, because we see it. We're like, okay, y'all connect, y'all vibe. Just be together. But they're just coming from a scared point of like, nah, I've been hurt before and I'm not trying to get hurt again. I'm like, well, you are going to get hurt again because you're going to pick people like Hollywood to just let you go walk home alone at night in Chicago. And Darius, the obvious choice is like, how you gonna leave a girl out there by herself? Mm-hmm. And why would Hollywood even stay at the party? At that point, Sheila should kick him out. Like, you gotta go too. When the whole vibe of the party, everybody was as happy as they can be. Yeah, I mean, they eventually got linked back up because they started communicating more, talking to each other, how they felt. But when they did get together, like, here goes the rocky part that, like, Isaiah Washington character was talking about, like, the spark is gone now. Now they got to actually deal with living with each other. And we see the whole comparison of, and we could talk about him now, Marvin's character. Tell people about when he came back in the picture.
Yeah, they were back together in New York. He started, very popular in the 90s too. Remember the Juice movie? That was big. They back together. I don't know why they got back together. If he just left, I guess you want some closure, or maybe you want to figure out why. He got mad because she ate the last cereal. Was it Toasty Oats? And I'm like, getting mad at cereal? There's some deeper issues here,
I can Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like toasted oats. That's like Raisin Bran. Yeah, we gotta get up out of here. He's crazy.
It just proves that she should have been with Darius. I understand, it didn't end the way you wanted with this guy, but it's for a reason. Y'all just need to communicate. No one wanted to communicate. He was like, oh, nah, it's all good. And remember that one scene where Darius was like talking to Vaughn, and he was like, yeah, she might have been the one and stuff like that. I think he was really telling the truth, but he played it off to Vaughn like, oh no, I got you, no, I'm a player, man. She don't got me, man. But when he went back, to get more of that drink or whatever, he was like, like he really meant that stuff. Yeah. It just shows you that you don't communicate with the one you want to be with, and you don't even communicate with your friends to show your true emotions.
Because I think that would have helped his friend out too, with even thinking about dating somebody else. Like, maybe he would have realized, dang, like, if he think he found one, then I know I got one. Like, we just going through it. But like you said, they're all just ego-driven. Y'all should go watch the movie. It's good. What would you rate this movie?
I would rate it 5 out of 5 because it just reminds you of how 90 movies were, and they were very good. There were no boring parts, and it made you feel butterflies, like, ooh, I want that relationship. I want black love. Oh. And, we don't see movies like that. It wasn't too long, wasn't too short. It had some funniness. It had some drama. And it had some love, yeah.
I would say 5. I want to say 5, right? I'll say 5 out of 5 because it's a great movie. 4.5 out of 5 because of the ending. I never liked the ending of Love Jones. It dragged. It just, to me, I didn't want to hear her spit no doggone poetry. You didn't do poetry before. You said you did, but I mean, she was stepping out of her comfort zone, I guess. You know what I mean? So that's good, right? But I just was like, bro, y'all could have cut that part out. That could have been a director's cut. But I want to see an updated version. We could do a Love Jones 2 with the same people developed in it. The thing about how like movies are now, they be remaking it be whole different people, and you be like, man, I don't even it's not even hitting how it's supposed to hit. Like, that's why I like the Best Man series. Everybody, except, the last one, everybody was in it. But no, everybody was in the last one. Everybody was in it because they did like a throwback with her in it. I'm like, that's cool, but overall the movie was good and I enjoyed the movie. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 because it's a black movie and it's a good black movie. And it's a 90s movie and you can't go wrong with a 90s movie. Any 90s movie review is probably gonna be 5 out of 5. We can't say that for movies nowadays because they're just not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Thanks, Cuz, for joining me on reviewing this movie, recapping it, reliving the moments. Yeah, go out, watch the movie, go stream it, go buy it, DVD. Go support Nia Long. Why did that dude cheat on her? He's a fool, that's why.
The Love Jones was gone? I don't know.
Larenz, Tate. I like how their careers took off. Even Sheila was in All American. She was the one who shot that Tupac guy, remember? For killing her son.
Oh, really?
That was her. Coop was going to turn herself in and say she did it when she really did it. And the mom was like, no, I'm going to do it. But yeah, great characters. Everybody did a great job in the movie. It felt like it was just like some people around the way. Like, oh, there's some people I know.
In your friend group. Yeah,
it's realistic. They're not hyping up what love could be like. It's like, no, this is what it is. This is reality. But yeah, go check out my cousin's channel, I Be Ballin' Basketball Show. And yeah.
Reppin' the WNBA, baby. Ayy. Put your W's up, put your W's up, put your W's up. BG is free, back with the Mercury. Dominate with dunks in the paint. Can you score over BG? No, you can't. No. Point guard.